In today's lesson, I'm going to be showing you how we can install Selenium and also how we can use that with Chrome Webdriver. And it's going to be quite straightforward. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and download the Google Chrome web browser, which you can just find by typing Google Chrome on whatever browser you're on and installing it. And immediately after that, you want to go to the chromedriver.chromium.org website. And I will be leaving that in the description box down below. And here we're going to go ahead and click on downloads. And it's going to give us a lot of different versions. So next we're going to have to go ahead and find the Google Chrome app that we have downloaded. And this also works on Windows. Go ahead and right click on it and get the information. What's important here is that you find the version number. And here we have 103.0.5060. And that's the version we want to look for. So if we go down, you'll see that we'll actually have these two over here. So what you want to do is go ahead and click on the latest version of these two. So we'll click on this one here, and then it's going to give you all of these options depending on which operating system you are using. And I went ahead and downloaded the Mac 64 M1 because that's what I'm running it on. So go ahead and install your corresponding version. But once you have that and you unzip it, you should end up with an executable. And on Mac, it's important that you actually right click and run this in the terminal at least once, because this will get rid of all the privacy warnings that it might bring up. And you have to do the same thing for Google Chrome. Use Google Chrome at least once before attempting to use any of the Python scripts. So once you have Google Chrome and the Google Chrome Webdriver, go ahead and create a new empty project in Python. And I went ahead and created a folder called drivers. And inside there, all I did was drag this executable inside this folder. So we can have a local reference, and it's a lot easier to find for our project. So once you have this drivers folder with the Chrome driver installed, we can go ahead and open up the terminal, and we need to pip install Selenium. And that's actually all we need to get started with Selenium. We've satisfied all of the requirements to actually use it. Now we can go ahead and close this sidebar and close the terminal and get started with the imports. So let's first import time, and then we want to import from Selenium. We're going to import the WebDriver. And finally, as of 2022, we have some deprecation notices, such as that it does not support paths for the WebDriver. So we need to go ahead and import from selenium.webdriver.chrome.service. We need to import the service. It still works with the old way of referring to the path, but in the future they want us to use services. So it's good that we use this as soon as possible. Now we're going to be creating a class called browser so we can easily navigate through web pages, and the browser is going to hold a browser and a service, which are both going to be set to none initially. And the first thing we need to do in the class is initialize these two variables. So here we're going to type in def initializer, and it's going to take a driver location. So here we're going to type in driver, and the self.service is going to equal a service with the driver. And the same thing goes for the browser. We're going to set that to webdriver.chrome, and it's going to take a service which will be the self.service. So this will initialize these two variables. Then for our first program, we're just going to go ahead and open a web page. So function open page, and here we're going to type in URL of type string and self.browser.get, and we just need to pass in the URL. So this will open any web page that we pass in. And we also want to create a function that closes the browser. So close browser, self.browser.close. And with that being done, let's go ahead and create our main check. And inside here, first we want to instantiate the browser with the path to our Chrome driver. And to get that, you can just right click, copy path.reference, and you can copy it from the content root. So inside here, create a string and pass in your Chrome driver. Now, this does not have to be located inside your Python project. It can be located anywhere on your computer, but you do need to have a reference to it. Then we can go ahead and type in browser.open, and we're going to pass in first the Google web page, which is going to be this one over here. Then we can go ahead and say time.sleep for 3 seconds. And then let's pretend we want to navigate to a different window. We'll open a different page. And inside here, we'll insert pycontent.com, which is my website. And then we will sleep one more time for 3 seconds. And at the end of all this, we're going to call browser.close browser. So once again, this is going to instantiate the Chrome driver. It's going to let us use it, and then we're going to close it at the end. So if we go ahead and run this, the very first thing that's going to happen is that it's going to open Chrome, then it's going to wait 3 seconds, then it's going to open my website, it's going to wait 3 seconds, and then it's going to close the browser. And that's everything you need to know regarding this setup of Chromium and Selenium. Later on, we're going to be creating several projects that actually use Selenium to create some data scraping and some testing on websites. So it's always good to know how we can install this and how we can use it later. But with that being said, as always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.